Hello again. My name is Brandon Bowen. I'm the director of the library here at Ensign College. Now that I've searched for some sources with my search expression, I want to walk you through my process when I evaluate sources to make sure they're reliable and high quality. So I'll use what's called the CRAP test, the CRAAP test, throughout the whole process to help me evaluate what I find. My first step is to scan the titles of the sources to get an initial sense of what might be relevant to my research question. So if we take a look at this first article, it looks like it might be useful. We can click on the title and it'll give us uh, information about the article. This is a great place to start using the CRAP test. So you'll notice that the publication date, if we come down here to the source, is 2017, which is a little bit old, but at the time of recording this video in 2024, it's only 7 years, and video games don't change dramatically in that amount of time. So in checking the C for currency, I think this could still work for our purposes. Next is the R for relevance. So these articles always have an abstract, which is just a high-level summary of the article. So glancing through this can tell me if the source will even address the focus of my research, which is helpful because then I don't need to keep investigating the source if it doesn't support my topic. So let's see. So I'm specifically interested in the ways video games might impact violence. And you'll notice this is about a specific video game, but it does talk about violence within the video game. So I think this might be a good article to support our research. So next I want to check the first A of the CRAP test, which is authority. This journal is published in a database or in a journal, called Criticism. And if you scroll up here to the top, you can see that this is a peer-reviewed article. So that means that this source, Criticism, is a peer-reviewed journal. You can also check out the author if you're interested in who the author might be to give you additional authority on this article. The next A, accuracy. I won't know very thoroughly until I read the whole article, but this looks like a good enough article that I think I could want to dig into it to verify that. And lastly, with the P for purpose, the last few lines of the abstract suggest they're trying to, talk about video games and society and violence. I don't see anything in here that is glaringly obvious as to their purpose may be for something other than education. If they're trying to sell something or they're trying to promote something. So this seems to pass the P test as well. So I don't see any bias or concern. So I'm going to go ahead and save this source as one that I want to explore later. Now, I know it may seem like a pretty lengthy process to go through for each article, but really you'll save time in the long run if you put in the effort up front to check your sources. Trust me, you won't want to be halfway through reading an article before you realize it was from 1995 and it's too old to be used. You also get faster at this as you evaluate more sources, so don't get discouraged if it seems to take a while at first. Since you'll want several articles to back up your research, we'll go ahead and go back to our results list and take a look at a couple more articles. The second one seems good. So if we click on that title, we can see it comes from Psychiatric Quarterly, which is a good peer-reviewed, again, article or journal. It does come from 2007, which means that it is quite a bit older than that previous article. But the abstract is rather robust. And reading through it, it seems to be right on topic with what it is that we want to study. Now, the discussion about violent video games specifically has been around really since the 1990s. So you'll have to decide for yourself whether 2007 is too old for your particular research, and if it would therefore fail the C, the currency, in the CRAP test. We'll go ahead and go back. Let's take a look at one more. Now, this third one is interesting because it's about violent video games and aggressive behavior in young women, which is a segment of society you don't usually see associated with violent video games. So this could actually be really interesting. It could fit our purposes really well. If we wanted to explore, how violent video games may be addressing young women. It comes from a good journal. but it is published in 2003, which means that this is even older than the previous article. 21 years, maybe a little old to use this article. But again, this is a conversation that has been ongoing, so use your best judgment, decide whether or not this is something that would fail based on the currency test. So these are just a few of the articles you can take a look at. They all look pretty decent. And as always, if you ever have any questions or you're not sure whether an article is peer-reviewed or whether it's reputable enough or whether it's current enough, or whether you're interested in any of the tests from the CRAP test, you can always stop by the library and we're more than happy to help you navigate your research. And as always, happy searching.